Imagine this. An American president, famous for saying, "I think Islam hates us," steps onto Saudi soil, stands before the world's most powerful Muslim leaders, and begins to speak about Islam itself. No one knew what he would say. Would it be an insult, a blunder, or something completely unexpected? This is the story of the speech that stunned everyone, including his critics. In May 2017, during his very first trip abroad, President Donald Trump delivered a historic address on Islam in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It was meant to be a call against radical ideology, but it turned into something far more complex, a reflection of America's uneasy relationship with Islam, and the paradox of a president known for Islamophobia trying to preach peace to the Muslim world. Even the most well-informed presidents, like Barack Obama, struggled to talk about Islam without falling into cliches or politics. But Trump, he was the least expected voice to lecture about faith, a man with almost no religious depth who once mocked the very idea of prayer. And yet, here he was, about to define Islam before millions. The choice of location made it even stranger. Saudi Arabia, a conservative theocracy, chosen as the stage to promote tolerance and moderation. For Washington, however, moderate simply meant friendly to U.S. interests. The goal was never truly interfaith harmony, it was strategy, diplomacy, and optics. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster previewed the speech, saying Trump would focus on the need to confront radical ideology and promote a peaceful vision of Islam. But many feared the worst. After all, this was the same man who campaigned on a Muslim ban and declared, "Islam hates us." Even Barack Obama, who knew more about Islam than most presidents, often stumbled. He called ISIS thugs and fanatics, refusing to acknowledge their religious rhetoric, while his Secretary of State, John Kerry, played theologian by calling ISIS apostates. If Obama couldn't strike the right tone, how could Trump? Still, when Trump took the stage in Riyadh, something unexpected happened. He didn't insult Islam, he didn't call it evil. Instead, he spoke of unity, peace, and partnership, words carefully written by his advisors. It was strange, almost surreal, a moment of scripted diplomacy that momentarily masked years of hostility. But beyond the optics, a deeper irony unfolded. The U.S., once again, was trying to theologize terrorism, assuming that fixing Islam was the key to ending extremism. Yet, as every scholar knows, ISIS didn't rise because of theology. It rose from war, chaos, and collapsed states. Civil wars in Iraq and Syria created a vacuum that extremists filled, a vacuum that America itself had helped create. So when Trump urged Muslim nations to drive out the terrorists, the real question remained unanswered. What about the wars that gave them birth? What about the politics behind the violence? Despite its contradictions, Trump's speech did mark one symbolic shift. McMaster had called Islam one of the world's 3 greatest religions, a small but meaningful gesture, far from the campaign's hate-filled tone. It wasn't much, but it was a start. In the end, history won't remember this speech for what Trump said, but for what he didn't say. For a fleeting moment, the world's most unlikely messenger spoke words of peace in the heart of Islam's holiest land. And that in itself was the real shock. The economy is doing things like GDP, unemployment rates, and consumer confidence. But what do these indicators really mean? How are they calculated? And how should we interpret them? We'll break it all down for you, with the help of some experts, to make sense of the numbers that shape our world.